Hello, Fire Survivor! I finally made it to the finale night of Fire Survivor Season 4, Vets versus Rookies. I am here joined by Ethan, my co-host for the season. Hello, Ethan.
Oh my gosh, hello everyone. What a wild and exciting season.
So, we're going to go ahead and start talking about some stuff that has happened since the last time we seen you, which was Merge. So, Ethan, if you want to go ahead and say a couple thoughts about what's been going on, go ahead.
Well, I mean, before we go down each vote line by line, what we've kind of seen here is there's been this whole Ben versus Nathan's like sheep army narrative where Ben was very aggressive in the main chat and he's like, these people are my sheep. And they also all like agreed except for like Young. So we kind of saw a battle of the two sides. But then, um, is my mic bad, Luther?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Um, so then what we saw before Luther interrupted me was we saw this huge battle of two sides, but then there was a third coalition filled of all the people who were like the sheep of their, like, for lack of a better term. They weren't really sheep, but like who were following those two big leaders and they took both of them out. So this is kind of like what South Pacific should have been like. Instead of just like coach versus like Ozzy's side, like a third party of like Cochran Don, like they came up and they like rose up and they slayed Nathan and Ben. And like this is an exciting final six. Like I like this final six. Um,
You mean final
so that's where
five?
we're at now. So just to sum up things before we talk about everything individually.
To correct Ethan, we are at final five. Giovanni just not self-voted. Well, yeah, self-voted 2 times in a row and got medically evacuated.
I don't know what Sean just said.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, I said to correct Ethan, we are at final five, not final six, because Giovanni just self-voted out.
Got you.
Remember? Do you not remember that whole
Yes,
spiel?
we will talk about Giovanni when we get to that.
Okay.
His thoughts.
So we already talked about the Eric, Michelle, Logan, Steve vote. Now we are going to go ahead and touch on Mason's vote, the Battleback, Will, Chris, Tris, Jeremy, Nathan, Ben, 13, and Giovanni. To start the cast assessment, I want to go ahead and start with Mason's vote. Mason was voted out in an 8-0, but idled 6. What do you have to say about that, Ethan?
And this was the start of Ben's army versus Nathan's army. Nathan misplayed an idol here, which is like fine because it was a very close vote. Honestly, because like Layla was kind of the swing in a way because Layla was in both Ben's alliance but also in Nathan's alliance, so that was like an exciting thing to watch. Mason wasn't the most active because I know he had a lot going on, so it was like an easy vote for a lot of people. So one of Ben's minions went down.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to go ahead. Oh, wait. I should probably say something about Mason's vote. I think this was a very good start of Merge. It really showed where the two sides were, who had majority on what side, and who didn't have majority. And I think it kind of showed me how the game was going to kind of turn out. But I was a little surprised, and you'll hear about that later on in the cast assessment when we get down to Ben and Nathan and things like that. That's really all I can say about the Mason vote. The next person that was voted out has won the battle back, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about this vote because this was one of the more crazier votes this season. Layla was voted out in a idled 7, idled 6, which it canceled all those votes. They went to a revote and it was 8-7.
Layla was out a robbed vote.
So Layla got voted out essentially because production, as all production teams, we made a mistake at one point in the game, which is fine. Everyone makes mistakes. I do want to say that before we go on. And we had told a player, that they had one extra vote opposed to their 2 that they actually had, which was 1, a lack of communication skills and a lack of not asking, whatever. It's fine. It happened. We fixed our problem. So we decided to let that person use their 2 extra votes if they wished in the revote. So with that, they ended up using them on Layla, which was fine. We also did something that we thought was best for us to figure out the decision. We're not going to talk about what we did because it's not that important. But we did do something to narrow down our decisions and get the right decision just because we were having such a hard time. So I think the Layla vote was pretty hectic here. I think that she was a little upset, of course, because of the mistake, but she played a really good game up to this point. And when we get to where she returns, we have some more I'm gonna say, of course.
Yeah.
Ethan, if there's anything you want to say about that, go ahead.
I think Layla got targeted because she flipped on the Ben Alliance because she was playing the middle more overtly. The three people who were actually in the middle there was this sub alliance of Rubes, Young, and Gonzalo, and they were kind of protecting each other. Or it was Rubes, Gonzalo, and Zach. I don't remember who it was, but I remember Layla like flipped, and Ben was upset by that and the dishonesty there, so that's why she got like targeted.
I want to add on to that. In season 1, when Layla played, she played a middle game really good. So I kind of expected her to come back and try to play the middle. And this time, it just was not there for her, and she didn't make it to the end.
It's hard because this cast is very good about like blowing things up in the main chat. Like if you do something, so Layla's game got blown up. But like I think Layla has played such a good game so far. Like, I mean, like we'll talk more about Layla's game when we get to her and like the remaining people left. But like we can just go on to the next vote.
Okay, the next person voted out in the merged state was Will. The initial vote was 6-6. We went to a revote and then it became 6-4. So I kind of expected Will to go soon at this point. When I started seeing Ben's alliance being ripped, I was like, okay, when are they going to take the one person that's not really active and flip on them and get that person out instead of the active people, which it kind of made sense for the people not to get Will out because he wasn't that active. He wasn't playing comms. Anyway, so on and so on. Also, Ethan, I see what you're saying. Tris flipped and someone else flipped, I think.
But there's 12 to 10 votes. I'm so lost. Oh wait, Tris lost his vote. I'm confused. Anyway,
I might have made a mistake on the thing, but I'm pretty sure it's 6-4. Who knows? This season.
Okay, that might be a mistake there. Okay, I remember that's the vote Tris did flip because Tris didn't want to go to Rocks.
It might have been 6-5.
Probably like 7, whatever.
7-4. 7-4 makes sense.
7-5 probably. Because Tris was the one who flipped there because Tris didn't want to go to Rocks. Which was like fine for Tris's game. Tris was just part of Ben's army, but I also like didn't get to know much about Tris. It's because Layla came back. No, Layla came back later. Anyway, anyways, whatever. Will wasn't that active as a player, so this was like a fine vote. This was another one of Ben's army going home because Tris flipped. So there was that. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I got a message and it was strange, so I have to read it. Sorry. Is that all you want to say about Will's vote?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on when I get it pulled back up. Sorry, guys. Okay, the next person voted out was Chris. It was a 6 idled, 5 idled to 1. So this was kind of similar to the Michelle vote, just with less votes.
No, this wasn't even similar to the Michelle vote because like
I'm talking about the vote. The vote was 6
the vote itself
idled to 5 idled to 1.
Because like the Michelle vote was intentional. This one was completely like I feel bad because it was so unintentional because Zach had voted Chris, but he didn't change it by the time the votes were locked, which meant that he got 1 vote. So that was kind of sad to see Chris go because Chris is somebody I've been like a huge fan of. He was my most favorite last season, so sad to see him go. Yeah, it was the last time we also got the idols in. It was funny because Ben had an avatar change, and the avatar Sean picked was the one the idol was hidden on. It was very well hidden, so I don't know how like he found it.
Yes. I remember that. Is that what you want to say about that?
I mean, yeah, Chris played a solid game. Chris was more visible than other people. He was the only one. Rubes is a top contender to win, and he was the only one who was like on her tail and was like ready to vote her out. So like once Chris gone, like Rubes' name was like thrown out much less. But I feel like Chris would have been the one if they're like Rubes is very well slated to get the final 3, but Chris would have been the one person who could have probably stopped her.
Okay, the next thing we're going to touch on is the battle back, which Layla had won, and this is where Layla gets herself back in.
As she should.
Layla did really well in this battle back. It came down to her and Michelle, I believe. Or no, it came down to her and Eric. She took Michelle out in the second round of the battle back, which meant that her and Eric would battle it out in the final round of the battle back. And Layla took the win in a very close race between her and Eric. Is there anything you want to say about the battle back, Ethan?
No, the battle back wasn't that interesting. I'm happy Layla got to return. Because if anyone, I mean, like Layla deserved to return, and I was happy to see her back.
All right.
I became a Layla stan right like before she was getting voted out. So yeah, I was happy personally that she returned because like she's also like the season 1 winner. Like she has a huge target and like she's been doing so well for herself. Like with that target.
Okay, the next person voted out was Tris, and I am not surprised at this vote at all. I kind of seen Tris getting out pretty soon here. What I'm surprised of is not many people here took the swings at Ben, and I thought more. I know Ben had immunity, but I thought they were going to take more of a swing at someone on his side that was more active, which they didn't.
Like 13. Sorry. I mean, like Tris was playing the middle, but like not even playing the middle. Like Tris had flipped on the revote, so like the other like Nathan's side wasn't as close to him. Like Ben's side wasn't as close to him, so they just took out the middle person. I'm trying to think also like there was this one person in Survivor who was playing the middle, and she literally was like, "I'm in the middle," and everyone voted her out, and that's kind of what I see here with Tris. But it was interesting.
Okay, the next person voted out after Tris was Jeremy in a 7-2-1 vote. Jeremy's just kind of an icon of this season. I'm kind of not surprised that he went here. It was just a matter of time before he went. And that's really all I have to say about
I mean,
that.
yeah, Jeremy, like, he didn't play the strongest social game. Here, like, he was pretty much just floating a lot of the game. But, like, he still made it, like, far in a chaotic season. And, like, taking out Jeremy was also a jab at Nathan's, like, army. And a lot of people didn't have that strong bond with him as, like, they did with Nathan. So, like, because Rubes wasn't going to vote Nathan out. So it was, like, just let's get out one of his, like, underlings.
Yes. Then we get to the fun part. Everyone finally takes a swing at Nathan. They knew Nathan no longer had any idols because there was no more real idols. I need to pull up his vote really fast because I did not.
I think it was a 5-4 vote.
It was, yeah.
Because it was Rubes, Nathan, Layla, and I don't remember the last person who voted with them. Versus Ben. Oh, it was Giovanni. So I guess Zach was the swing there because Zach, I mean, we'll get into Zach's thing later, but like Zach was kind of the one to orchestrate this. He took everyone who was on the bottom and was like, let's just make a move here. Like he utilized Ben's side to make a move on Nathan. And then like these two votes, like it's so hard to talk about them separately. Oh, Young was the swing. It's like hard to talk about these two votes separately because I think, okay, anyways, Luther, so disrespectful. Zach was the one who still orchestrated like the alliance and the move. Like it was his idea to like take Ben's side to get out Nathan and then to use Nathan's side to get out Ben. So like super, oh my God, Luther said he loves me. So anyways, Young was the swing vote here. But so I guess they convinced him because Young did have a good bond with both Gonzalo and Zach at this point.
I just want to say, I think this is really where it gave me people that weren't really running, and I'm air quoting because we all know that Ben and Nathan kind of was running this game. More so Nathan than Ben, other than Ben winning immunities like crazy. So with that, Ben is the next person voted out. Ben had won so many fucking immunities in a row that everyone was just like, he's got to go when he loses an immunity. He finally lost immunity, and they took him out while they could.
And that was also such a smart move. They used everyone who voted like on Nathan's side to get Ben out. Like also like it was such a good uprising. Like we didn't see a boring like side by side like win. Like we didn't see a Redemption Island or a South Pacific play out. Like we saw its own like season fester. Like it's good in that sense.
Correct. The next person voted out was 13. Ben was gone. There was nothing for 13 to do at this point. 13 legit voted, however, Ben said to vote.
Did
And
13
he
even
even
vote herself though?
self-voted.
13 voted though, so that's still a step on Gio.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get into Gio next.
He still didn't.
I wish he sent more confessionals.
He didn't. What I don't understand why he would write a confessional on. Oh, hey, I'm just voting with Ben again. Just so you know, I'm voting with Ben again. I'm voting.
That
with
was
Ben
pretty
again.
much it, yeah.
Like the confessionals would have been that, and that's all.
But 13 did have a lot of free support.
So the next person I'm so very fucking disappointed in, we have Giovanni, who self-voted out 2 times. He self-voted 2 times in a row, which is a medical event. I'm disappointed in this. That's all I'm saying. There's not much to say about that.
Gio, he was honestly like, when I was trying to figure out who my host favorite was, Gio was like a top contender for most of this season. I was a huge fan of Gio, but I think the problem with Gio is like he played the same exact way he played last season. Like he kind of stuck loyal to his one alliance, which is like fine, but like when his alliance started to go, like he kind of just like gave up, and like that's so annoying because like Gio no disrespect, but also disrespect. Like this was just like wasted potential because like when it just doesn't go right, like Gio just gives up, and that was kind of like sad to see. Like I did a comparison earlier of like every remaining person at Final Six to like a Survivor character, and Gio to me was kind of the mix between like Chelsea and One World, like that hero, but also like a little bit of like the social graces of like Albert in South Pacific. But now he's kind of like a fucking like Lindsay from Kage to me, because like he pretty much just like quit when things didn't go his way. And so that's like frustrating from a hosting perspective to see, because I'm pretty sure like wasn't Layla supposed to go this round if Gio had voted?
Yes.
So like yeah. So like Layla was supposed to go, but because of like Gio self-voting himself out, like Gio could have guaranteed himself at least Final 5. And like potentially somebody would want to drag him because like Young wanted to go to the end with him. So like honestly, like Gio is just like wasted potential. Like I'm just disappointed in him. If he has stuff going on, I get it, but like it sounds like last season where he just gave up when he had an opportunity both this and last season to get himself out of it.
He also didn't tell anyone that he had anything going on, or I would have tried to work with him.
No, yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
I mean, he also stopped sending confessionals. Like, Gio was supposed to be, like, my host's favorite, but, like, he clearly dropped from that.
I mean, I'm curious to see who your host's favorite is, but we'll get to that later. Now we will talk about the final 5. First, obviously, I want to say congratulations to Rubes, Gonzalo, Zach, Young, and Layla on making it to the finale night of Fire Survivor Season 4 Vets versus Rookies. These 5 are a unique final 5 this season. Never in my dreams of this season, and like when I would like sleep after hosting an episode of this season, did I ever think this would be the final 5 we were having. I definitely thought Ben or Nathan would be sitting in final 5 and one of them would make it to the end. And later on in the season, after I figured it out, they obviously didn't make it. And I really had hopes for Ben, but I knew once he lost an immunity, they were going to take their shots at him. So the first person I want to go ahead and talk about this in the final 5 is Rubes. Rubes is kind of playing under the radar season. She's not doing much from my perspective. I haven't seen her do much. I feel like she's kind of just voting however she's kind of told to vote. I think there's only one time that she's really gotten confused about who she was going to vote, and that's really all. I haven't seen Rubes do much this season, and she's nowhere near my host favorite this season.
Really? See, I think it's weird because I know Rubes' game and I understand it. Like, it's not the most interesting game, but like it's still a respectable game because like Rubes' best strength is she relies on her social graces, and like literally like everyone like knows that like she's the best social player, she's the best threat to win. Like they're letting Rubes get farther, and they're pretty much gonna give Rubes that win. Like they're literally handing Rubes the win. I'm trying to think of like we had that Truth or Dare in the main chat the other day, and everyone was like, "Oh, Rubes is the best social player. Like Rubes is the best at this. Like Rubes is the best. Like only positive things." And like nobody picked up that like or if they did, they just don't care that like Rubes is the best social player, and like Rubes is the biggest threat to win. Like I don't think Rubes has played the most interesting game, but like I still respect her game. Like the person I compared her to was kind of like I compared her to Lauren and Tommy from Island of the Idols, but like she's kind of more boring than that. So I said Andrea at the end of the day. But like Rubes, like if she gets the final three, like I think she has the biggest chance to win this season. Um, but it's gonna be by like a cast just letting her get there, like an unsocial, like they're not the most socially aware because they're so focused on Layla.
Okay, the next person we're going to talk about that has made it to Final 5 is Gorgonzalo Cheese. Chaos. That's all I can say right now. Gorgonzalo has been our main vocal point for the drama, the arguments, the clashing, the host. Like he's even been there after me. He's saying stuff to me. He told Luther to shut the fuck up at one point, which I did not agree with. He really has played a very strong, argumentative, dramatic game, and if he makes it to finale, I mean, hey, he can be like, stop. So, if he makes it to finale, I don't know what his argument's going to be other than, bitch, I gave you the entertainment, vote me because I was entertainment. That's all I can think about. I don't know.
No, Gonzalo, like, oh wait, are you done?
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
I don't think Gonzalo was playing to win here, but Gonzalo was playing to bring the drama and to have a good time. And like that's exactly what he did. Like Gonzalo is the Abby Maria. Like Gonzalo spoke his mind on every single thing, even when you didn't want him to speak his mind. Like he would. And it was like not the most appreciated at times, but like definitely like honest and outspoken. And like Gonzalo played the middle much better than a lot of people thought like thinks he did. Like he and Zach, like right now, like they are in like a very good position because they have their sub alliance with Young, they have their sub alliance with Rubes. Like they've been in that core of everything. So I think Gonzalo honestly like I don't think Gonzalo's gonna win if he gets the end, but I think he's not playing a winning game, but he's playing like a good enough game to get to the end, is what I'm gonna say.
Right, yes, I agree. The next person in the final 5 is Zach. This boy has threatened to quit. He has told them to vote him out, and yet he made it to final 5, and he is
It's
sitting
such a good
strong.
strategy.
I honestly think if they get Young out and it's Zach, Gorgonzalo, and Rubes in the final, I really, really think Zach could win.
I think Zach has such a good story to win. Like,
so don't I. Like, definitely, yeah.
Zach isn't my favorite like player, but I think he's played one of the best games here so far, and it's like the most underrated game here. Like,
yes, for sure.
like he's the one who flipped on every single person. Like he played the middle well. Like you see here, like it goes from like Will to like Chris to like the Nathan and Ben. Like he executed that. Like Zach a good game. Like Zach to me is like he's kind of like chaos cast. Like he sits there and he lets chaos erupt around him. Also, I think this is just funny that needs to be said, but Zach created one meme. It was a Bernie Sanders saying, "I'm once again telling you to vote for me." Like that shit killed me. Like,
that was our Zach's meme.
Yes, that was so.
Oh my
funny.
god, I didn't send that.
No, he didn't submit it. But it was like in one of the alliance chats. Like that shit sent me. But like if I had to compare Zach to players, it'd be either Chaos Cats or like. But Zach is like more socially graceful than that, like in his own way. So I call him a pessimistic Sarah Lacina. Like he created the third party alliance. Like he's the one who's flipping on people. Like he literally told people, "I will flip on you," and like everyone still wanted to work with him. Like he pulls it off in like a way that astounds me. So like I don't know much about Zach, but like I only have respect for Zach.
I love Zach. Definitely a good player.
Definitely a returner for a future season.
Maybe All Stars. Anyway, not giving anything away. I do have a couple candidates for All Stars picked. All Stars will probably be season 8, 9, or 10. I haven't decided yet. But 10 ends at Gen, and that's when we'll go to Gen 2, which is exciting because we're almost halfway there. So y'all always criticizing. Anyway, the next person in the final 5 is Young.
No, you
If Young
forgot
makes it to the
Layla.
end, Young's winning.
Wait, what do you mean Young gets to the end, Young's winning?
If Young makes it to the end, I think he's winning.
I think
I
Young
feel
is
like
a good shot.
I feel like everyone's gonna be like that person that's gonna be like, yes, I'm voting Young. Yes, I'm voting Young. I just feel like he's going to win if he makes it to the end. I don't know
Young
why.
And
I just feel
I have a man crush on Young.
What?
I have a man crush on Young. But like if he's sitting against Rubes, like I think he has a harder shot. Like it would become like a very hard final tribal council in an uphill battle, but like I don't know what Rubes' final tribal council is like. Like she could definitely deter people. But if Young has a good one, like he has a good shot.
We'll see. Is that all you're gonna?
Oh wait, no, I have a lot to say about Young. Young is the one who sends all the confessionals. Like I appreciate that because Young always lets us know like what's going on. Like he's also played the middle and he's been like very under the radar this game. Like I kind of like he's the Danny Boat, right, of this season. Like he's just so under the radar. Like he's literally just chilling and like he's doing stuff like um he's just doing what he wants to do. Also, the best joke today was when Gonzalo was like, "Hi, Young." Like that killed me. I fucking love Young. His typing is so weird. Young and Layla are like both like two of my favorites this season. But that's purely with Young, based on. I mean, I already exposed it, but. Sorry, actually, Rohan Prabhu is my favorite. But anyways, Young has played a smart and solid game. I think if he gets the final tribal council, like he just needs to pitch his game because a lot of people don't really know what his game has been so far. Like I need to like for if I was a juror, like I would need to see it in a clear and concise manner because like the Danny Boatwright game is so under the radar. Like it's like it's a good game, but like people need to see that game because perception is reality.
Okay. The next and final person in the final five is Layla. Layla won season 1. I think Layla's time is going to be next or the first vote and the final finale night, unless she wins immunity. And I only say this because she would have gone if Gio didn't self vote. So I don't think Layla's gonna have much of a vocal point this season in the end, and I don't think she's gonna make it to the end, which really sucks. But it is what it is at the end of the day, and if it happens, it happens. Go ahead, Ethan.
I mean, like I like Layla, so like Layla's sassy. Layla seems like she stands up for what like she seems like a good person. Like she's my hero. Like she's a hero in my eyes. But she also doesn't take shit from people. Can be a little rude sometimes, but like you still love her. I don't know. I think Layla's played like a solid game. I can't really like characterize her game, but like I think she had the hardest road to get here. But like she's done it anyways, and I think her time will come a little short. But like to get 5th place in like a season of like 18 as the only winner returning with like people season 1 that you voted out, like and that you were at odds at, like respect, only respect.
And the fact that she went from being voted out, getting back in, and making it this far after the battle back is iconic. And I adore her. I adore her because of this, because I've done the same thing. I got out, I came back, and I slayed and made it to the end, though.
Yeah, I mean, so she was the story.
Her gameplay this season kind of touches me. It's like, yes, Layla, yes, girl. There's some things I wish I could tell her not to do, and some things I wish I could tell her to do, just because I've been in I've been where she's at right now. And being the host, I obviously can't be like, Layla, you got to do this. Layla, you can't do this. So it's hard, but at the end of the day, I just have to let her realize on her own. And hopefully she don't get voted out at 5. It would be amazing to see her make it to the final 3 and possibly win the whole game. I obviously think if Layla makes it to the end, she has a really good pitch. Do I think she'll win? Maybe not. But if she pitches the right way and she gets the jury on her side and the other 2 piss the jury off or something, I think Layla could possibly win this season. Don't get me wrong about that either. I really think she's a strong player. She just needs to step out of her comfort zone and just play the fucking game. If she wins immunity, I definitely think if she can win the Final 5 immunity and Final 4 immunity, she has what it takes to get the win.
No, Layla's a good contender. It just depends on how she pitches it, and it depends on like what the jury alliance or support is. Like Ben will probably be vehemently against her, and like Ben's jury alliance is going to be strong. But why was Rohan added to this chat? What the fuck? Rohan coming in for the battle back. I'm like reading all of this. Like Rubes is literally saying like, Layla, you have all your friends on there, but like literally the whole jury like is Rubes' friends. So like honestly, Rubes is doing well in this like final stretch.
Okay, so that is everyone in the finale, or that has made it to the finale tonight. In about 9 minutes, the finale will begin of Fire Survivor Season 4 Vets versus Rookies. Tonight, we find out who our final 3 is and who our final 2 members of the jury will be. We will start with the vote at, not a vote, we will start with a immunity challenge. This will be Survivor Queens and Kings. If you haven't played my season, I don't know how you're watching this, but it is a fun comp that we do now every season. And the second part of the finale, Night's Immunity, will probably just be a fun challenge. You guys will have to wait and see that one. It is
Geo
Will.
Skype notifications weren't working.
Yeah, that's
Not
a
to
good
be said.
excuse.
I mean, like I get it, but still, like you knew when the vote was.
So I just want to go ahead and welcome you all to the finale night. So hello and welcome to the finale of Fire Survivor Season 4 Vets versus Rookies. Tonight we will find out who the final 3 will be and who the final 2 members of jury will be. Stay tuned and we can't wait. See you all
Best
soon.
of luck.
And best of luck to the final 5. May the best man or female win this season. See you all very, very soon. Bye.